Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my people. How are you doing? Are you safe? Hoping you're doing well. It's Tesh Njuguna here, and I'm doing fantastic. It's a Sunday evening, and guys, if you're here and still continuing to support me, supporting this channel, thank you so much. If you're new here, check the content, and if it's something that you like, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment down below so that I know what you think and what you'd like to see, because we are here to learn. I'm here to learn from you, and you are here to pick one or two things from me. So today we are checking on how to cope. You're a mom, you've been pregnant, now your maternity leave has come to an end, and there is that fear of the unknown. You are going back to work. Stay here. So the first thing, when you know, because you already know your date of going back to work. So mummies, remember to to me, the most important thing is childcare. So find your childcare, know where your child will be going, and please try and settle the baby before you start working, if possible. Yeah, and that is for people that are living like in the, let's say, in the UK and around and in the neighboring countries. Settle your child before you start working. But if you're back home and you're not taking you're from Kenya, for example, because we get to have family members, or we get to have domestic managers that live with us, then you're okay, because your baby might have gotten used to them. But here, if you're here and your child has to go to nursery, babysitters or childminders, then let them settle with the childminder or the babysitter or nursery before you start working. That's because, ladies, one thing to take is nothing is permanent. So it's just that you are feeling scared, you're feeling afraid, but your baby will settle. I'm coming to you. We are the worst as mothers. We do not settle. Our babies settle and they leave us there. Most likely they will settle, and we are the ones now struggling to settle. Yeah, struggling to settle with this new environment at work, struggling to settle with all these things. But our baby settled within a few weeks and they're playing. So remember, it's not permanent. Yeah, but in order for your baby to achieve that, it's because the first few days, the first few weeks are difficult, even for the small human beings. So settle them fast, so that in case of anything, because here some nurseries, if your baby cries for more than an hour, they'll call you to come and get your baby. So if that happens the first few days, then you're able to get your child without inconveniencing work, if I'm making sense. And you might be able to think fast of another alternative. Secondly, for you now, it's important you visit your workplace. Yeah, so you visit your workplace so that you can see what has changed, to get updated of how now we have to go out and buy our lunch, or we can't park there, or the rotas are being done this way, you have to work weekends now, and so on and so forth. So it's important you visit your workplace before the real starting date starts, so that you are aware of your surrounding and what has changed and what's up. So now you've done that, and the day has come, and you are going to work. Stay positive. From the word go, you should stay positive. Stay positive, because what you think, what you do, it attracts. If you are positive, it attracts positivity. If I look at it this way, even if I don't know you, but if I gave you a smile, how would you not smile back? So if you're positive, you attract that. If you're just gloomy and miserable, that's what you will attract. And you know what? If you're a mom, you have a million reasons of not going back to work. Because if I say now, baby is 8 months, but baby is not still sleeping through the night. Yeah, and I'm still a mumu dairy cow to the baby. So that means I still have to give the baby its right, even if it has to be 4 times in the night or 5 times in the night. because baby are individuals, and probably what works for you doesn't work for me. So my baby probably doesn't want to use the bottle, baby doesn't want to use an alternative of breast milk, so I still have to cope with all that. So with that in mind, that means in the morning before I wake up, I'm already tired. So I have a million reasons of not wanting to go to work. But you know what? If I stayed at home, it's even worse, because the baby will not know other people, the baby will not become independent. And if I go out there, I will meet a different vibe even for those few hours, and the baby will go out and play with other children. I'll go and find people, and at the same time I will socialize and make money at the same time. So we are benefit. Check all the positive things about you getting back to work. Remember, this baby is a cute human being that you really wanted, but let that cute human being not be the reason why you throw away your career, your everything, in a good way, in a polite way. Because at the end of the day, this baby, the way they grow so fast. So the baby will grow, the baby will start school officially. You are still there, probably saying you're bringing up the baby, so you had goals, you had dreams before the baby. So, and you've had your time, you've stayed home, you've looked after the baby, you've given it the best. So stay positive, let the baby go where they're looked after, and you go ahead, go to work. As hard as it is, but positive minds keep you going. So stay positive. Another thing is you have to delegate work. Yeah, I understand when you are at home and you get to clean the dishes, you get to run all the errands because you're at home. But now you are at work and you come back home tired and so on and so forth. So it's only fair if you delegate the work, and that means probably you'll be more stricter with the children, like a bit, I know as mothers, I will say, go and tidy up your room. They will go put 2 toys away. When I go there, I'll be like, oh, they never did it. And I'll do it instead of having to call them. And, but now you have to keep up, like whatever you say, you have to follow up to make sure that it's kind of done. And also it's important that you discuss with your husband or your partner about how much they're able to support you. That is, it's called drop off, pick up, and so on and so forth, so you know where you are at. Yeah, that one is a discussion that is supposed to be done even before you go back to work. This is because if your partner says they have to work during the weekend, and your work says you have to work one of the weekend, then it's only important to find a way that you are able to find alternative childcare for those weekends, and so on and so forth, if I make sense. So it's important that you speak ahead of time so that you know what your partner can do, how they can support you, and now what you guys, if this is how we can support each other, so what do we need from the outside world, yeah. So that is that. So guys, remember remember to feel good about yourself. And feeling good about yourself is because you have to come first to be able to take care of everyone else. Yeah. So that time that you're doing all this adjustment from having to take baby to daycare, the grown children to school, and you have to yourself to go to work, then you have to try and take care of yourself, because when you're feeling good, you are going to achieve more. So make sure even if it's a hairdo, or you go just make sure you do something for yourself so that you're able to do things for others, because as much as if you're feeling good, then everything else falls into place. Yeah. So guys, learn to say no. Yeah, because learn to say no to some things, and that no has to come from like, no is sometimes saying no is your survival at that particular time. Yeah. So if if I worked probably during the day, of I've worked last night and I came in and I'm tired, and you asked me if we can have a play date for children, as much as it sounds good, no, because probably I need to catch up with my sleep. Yeah, and if I don't do that, all I will give people is grumpiness. Yeah, so if things are not adding value to you, oh, why can't you come? Oh, you can come to the party at least for 1 hour or 2 hours. Oh, the baby can be in the stroller. Oh, let's just go for ice cream and then. No. Yeah. Follow your schedule. If it says, if your schedule was like, after work I will do this and this and this, and then my husband will be back and then I can have 1 hour nap, then do that, because probably that's your survival. That's how you're surviving at that particular time. So you don't have to be everywhere, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to agree to anything, and sometimes you just have to say pure no. Yeah, so that, because even if you put it, even if you ice it, some people might not understand. You're the only one who understands how you're feeling, how your body physically and emotionally you are feeling. So again, as much as said all those things to survive, it's important that you understand if anything has changed about you, because I might say this is something that these tips are for someone who is coping. What about if you're not coping? Because everyone is an individual. And what about if you have a postnatal depression? Yeah. So as much as I'm saying these are the tips to cope, and this is what has helped me, we are different, and maybe you might not be coping because of postnatal depression, which is nothing to be ashamed of, and it happens and it has treatment. So if you feel that you're not coping, if you feel that you cannot do it, please check for medical help, talk to people, don't be ashamed, and sometimes you can get better by talking to people, and sometimes you can get better by medication, depending on what helps you or supports you. Please check help. So this is only for if you can cope, because I'm doing that's what I've been doing. I'm coping all right. So if you feel that it's not working for you, please check for help. Anyway, guys, hopefully you've taken one or two things from here, and I'm hoping to see some comments down below, knowing how you coped on your when you went back to work, leaving a little baby behind. How was work, so on and so forth, because this topic is very, very broad. We cannot finish it today, because if I went into details, I struggled, because the baby is still breastfeeding, so I struggled with the milk. I was full, and you don't want to, at first you're not sure, because to be fair, the job that I went to is not my old job. So this is a new job, and there are things I needed to know about there and learn. So that means, but now I know, if I wanted, I can always, depending on the shift I'm doing, I can always pump my milk. I have options, and so on and so forth. So guys, if you went into there's a lot on this topic, but those are just a few tips, and hoping I'm going to catch you in the next one, and we can discuss about motherhood father, because you know what, mothers rock. You're doing a good job, you just don't know it. You need to pat your back.